Hi, it's me, your boy. We're gonna do a makeup tutorial because we've hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And even though I don't think I'm the best guy to look for feminine makeup, if you're looking to do makeup as a guy to look more feminine, or if you just wanna, try things out, this might be for you. But if you just wanna see a guy put on makeup and look like a clown, could be for you too. A bit of the haha. So without further ado, I'm just gonna jump straight into it. First things first, you might notice I already have a headband on, and this is just to prevent my long, luscious hair from, hitting my face whenever I'm doing the makeup. The second thing is that when you want to begin doing your makeup, you want to prep your face. And what I mean by that is that you want to cleanse your face, you want to tone your face, and you want to put moisturizer on your face so that when you do put makeup, it doesn't feel like your face is crackling, so that it doesn't really affect the makeup later on. I'm just gonna go clean my face, tone it, moisturize it, and then we'll be back and then we'll put on makeup. And next up is the toner. 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure any excess dust or dirt is off your face. I don't know if you can see it, but like you can definitely see some excess things on my face that's not supposed to be there. The reason why you want to put toner is that your pores, like, they kind of close back. Because when you wash your face, they kind of open up a bit, but when you put toner, you basically are closing the pores, sorta in a way. You're tightening the pores, really, is what a toner is for. Time for the moisturizer. I'm using the Innisfree moisturizer. It's a pretty decent moisturizer. Does its job, really. With moisturizing, you really don't need a lot. You really just need a bit. I usually just dab it on both my hands, and then I just pat it on my face. So once your face is moisturized and ready, you can put on primer. Any primer works, but some primers would probably work better for your skin. I'm using a Etude House primer. It's like a Korean brand. With the primer, I usually just slap it in my hand and I just pat it on my face. Don't cringe. I've been always doing this. I've seen people do this, and if anyone has better advice on how to do this, please let me know in the comments, because your boy here needs help when it comes to makeup. So ideally, you just really want to put it really on your cheeks. That's where a majority of the makeup is going. And your forehead. Your forehead, nose, under here. If you're wondering like why sometimes when you put on makeup and it looks super dry, it might be because you're not drinking enough water and you're dehydrated. Although that might be just me, because every time I don't drink enough water, or if I bloat, I know my makeup becomes really crusty. So being hydrated is super important when it comes to looking good on makeup, or looking decent. The primer also kind of makes the foundation work better, if that makes any sense. It basically makes the foundation stick better to your skin. Though I'm not sure if that's the actual correct way to put it, but I'm sure it does something for it. Google it, alright? Yeah. Anyways, so after the primer, put some foundation on. I'm using a Kat Von D, I believe it's the Lock-It foundation. Primes the face for makeup. Yeah, it primes the face for makeup. Yep. So I call it primer. Just put a bit of the product on the top of your hand. Really, you don't really need too much. I think when it comes to makeup, you want to go with the rule that less is more, because you can always put more, and it's much harder to remove it if you put too much. We want to make sure that we're dabbing evenly and we're not putting too less somewhere. So after you've placed your makeup or your foundation, you can use like a sponge. Make sure to clean your sponge from time to time, because there's a lot of dust in there. Even though you can't see it, there is a lot. Like, this is supposed to be entirely black, but I've used it a couple of times and I should clean it soon. But for the convenience for myself and this video, I'm just gonna use it right now. Okay, so the way I do it is that you just want to you can tap the bottom, you can tap the sides, you can tap even like the corner of it, the tip of it. Whatever works for you, just make sure you're blending it out evenly. Gentle taps will usually do the trick. The goal here is just to make sure that your face doesn't look too patchy and that most of the foundation is applied thoroughly and evenly across your face. I do have pores that are like super visible if you zoom into my face. If you have pores that are worse than mine, if you don't have them, that's great. I'm so jealous. But if you do, I've heard that foundation works wonders. Not foundation, concealer works wonders if you're trying to hide pores.
Setting powder also works, but if you just want to put liquid, that's fine too.
Although makeup does a lot of wonders, you want to make sure you take care of your face, do a lot of face care, especially if you're young. And although it might seem like it's not working out, trust me, in the long run, you will thank me. And you will thank yourself for doing a lot of face care early on. It's not too bad. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but there's definitely a layer of foundation on my face right now. Okay. After your foundation is dried up, the next step is, for me at least, the way I do it, I put on pomade on my eyebrows. I do my eyebrows. A lot of different ways that you can do your eyebrows. You can do it with pencil. You can do it with like a felt tip. But the way I do it, I usually just do it with pomade and a brush. This technique might be a bit harder, and I really recommend using pencil if you're just starting out to put on makeup or just trying to test out. Again, I'm no pro by any means, but I just feel like this has worked for me and I'm just gonna keep doing it. So the product I'm using is, I think it's from Beverly Hills. It's just a pomade dip brow, and we're just using a random brush. Or well, it's an angled brush, so you can kind of draw better with it. So you really don't need a lot of product on it, just need like a bit. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna slowly draw onto it. I'm gonna do it this way so you can see it from this angle, okay? I don't draw my eyebrows too high. I'm just always surprised. The way you want to do your eyebrows is to make sure that you're just gently stroking it as much as you can, and you're not, you know, trying to put too harsh of a line there. So that's kind of one brow done. Don't worry if it looks incomplete. Again, with makeup, it's always easier to add more than it is to remove. So don't worry too much if you don't think it's like nice. Make sure, for me at least, I try to do both sides and see like if one side's uneven and try to fix that side. I probably should mention this earlier, is that whenever you draw your brows, always start at the bottom half, so it's easier for you to shape it, and later when you are trying to fade it out towards the inner part of your face, you can do it easier as well. Again, gentle strokes, no harsh line. Or not that there's no harsh lines, it's just that like if you mess up, it's much easier to clean from a gentle stroke than when you just press it down. Remember, always like make sure you take your time with makeup, because it is a very delicate art. And we're done with my brows. That's actually the hard part. Now that you've done with your brows, right? Or I guess I'm done with my brows. We can kind of put on contour, and I'm gonna use like an extremely simple way, which is a contour stick. I've been using this my whole life, and I've thought about changing like into like a bronzer, like powder form of contour, but I've just never really gotten like into it, or I guess I never really put enough effort into changing to that method. For now, we're just gonna put contour, and the purpose for contour is basically just to put back some colors onto your face so you look like you have, you know, a face. Rather, when you're just putting on foundation, it looks flat. You want to give like some features, I guess, definite features. So I'm gonna put on contour to shape my face. Ideally, you want to just put a bit. We're just following the rule that less is more. You want to follow around your cheekbones if you can, and then you can put it on your jawline, and then you can put it on your forehead. Just if you don't have bangs and you kind of want to like make your forehead look a bit smaller. Alright, cool. So it looks something like this. I use like an angle brush to blend it out, and you want to try to actually blend it upwards. Will this be on the final exam? Yes, and it's 50%, bro. It's 80% of your grade. I'm hardcore This is how it looks like with the contour on. I guess you can kind of see a difference, really. Now there's like a bit of shape, or a bit more shape to my face rather than it just being flat. The next step is I try to put on blush. Now the thing with blush is that it could either make you look like a complete clown, or you're gonna look really natural with it, and there's no in between. I guess it also depends on the color of your blush. The one I have right here is from Rare Beauty, and again, you can use any type of blush. Not sponsored, but I do feel like Rare Beauties, they're very pigmented. Okay, so if you're into that, you can get it, but otherwise you can get any other blush. It's fine. The most important thing about blush is that it matches your skin tone. If you're a cool skin tone, you should go for cool colors. If you're a warm skin tone, you can go for warm colors. I think that's how it works. Otherwise, correct me in the comments. All right, so the one I'm using is the liquid blush, and there's like powder blushes, and I honestly think powder blushes might be easier to use and easier to control, really. But with liquid blushes, they're usually really pigmented. That's the word. So instead of just dabbing it on my face, I usually just dab it on my on the back of my palm, just a bit, literally two dots here. And then again, because it can either make you look like a clown or make you look really naturally blushed, really want to be careful of it, speaking from experience. So I just usually mix it on my palm. I blend it out a bit first. I might be wasting a lot of product, but trust me, this has worked for me. Okay, this has worked for me. So yeah, so just put a bit on. Don't hard dab it first. Trust me, it's gonna look really bad. Put a bit on your cheeks. If you like the color, again, you can always add more, but it's really hard to remove too much blush. You can kind of see a bit of color onto it, so just want a bit more onto my face. Now for the other side. I have been told that with blush is that on camera you probably need to put a ton more to make it look like you have something on. But if you're going on in real life, trust me, less is more. Less is definitely more. Now you can kind of see there's like red in my face and I don't look like super dead. Next up, we're gonna use some highlights, and I really like this one highlight that I have. It is from Rude, but right now we can definitely put some highlights on, and the way highlights work is that in contrast to contour, highlights pop your face out more. So on the parts of your face when you want it to look more defined, or I guess like more popped out, you put highlights. And the reason why I like this is kind of like monochromatic, and it looks really nice. Again, not sponsored, but I just really enjoy using this one. It looks really pretty. I like the colors. And there's a few ways you can put highlights on. You can definitely just dab with your fingers, but if you want like a more precise way of putting it on, you can definitely use a blush or like a brush. For now, I'm going to use it on my nose. You want to put it on your nose, like slightly on top of your cheeks where your blush is, above your blush, and the center of your forehead. You can put it on the top of your lips and the bottom part of your chin, just to make your face look a bit more popped out, I guess. You see there's like a line there more now, I guess. Again, you have to keep this in mind, all right? If you guys are watching this, you have to really keep this in mind, is that makeup, all right? I would even like, for me, I would argue that like makeup is like 50% of the work, and proper lighting and, you know, angles is the other 50% when you're trying to take pictures of yourself. But maybe that's just me, but that really feels like the case with a lot of when doing makeup. And then usually for my cheeks above the blush, I just use my fingers, I just tap a bit, and I just tap onto my face. You might notice my makeup is like super minimalistic, and maybe the lighting is a bit bad. But once everything is like complete, there's really a big difference. So right now we're gonna do eyeshadow, and for my palette, it is this thing right here from ColourPop. They have like really nice red tones that I really like, and we're just gonna use this one, some of the sparkles, this one, and some of the light ones. Basically everything. You want to start with a decently lighter shade than your main shade. So I'm gonna start with this here first. Just dab a bit, a little. If there's too much, you can just tap it off, and it'll just go right off. Just gonna put it on the. Oh, I should mention this. Asian makeup and like Westerner makeup, like Caucasian makeup, is really different because of the face structure. So you might notice that my eyes, I don't really have a lot of space. It looks like I have a lot of space now because I've shaved my eyebrows, but before this, I don't have a lot of space. But if you are looking for like, you know, a different, you know, style of makeup, this might not be the best one suited for you. But you know, if you're just trying a different style, then this might be your way style. Okay, so yeah, just put a bit on here. Again, gentle, gentle, gentle. Yeah, like I feel like everyone has their own way of doing makeup. I forgot a really crucial part, and that is sometimes if you want to clean your eyebrows, which I will probably do in a bit actually, is that you can put on concealer and you can slightly clean it to make it look really crisp. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it. Okay, detour. We're gonna do a bit of concealing on our eyebrows because I forgot. Here's the part where you can clean your eyebrows to make them look really crispy. By crispy, I mean look really clean. Is that you want to put a concealer, some of the concealer on the product, or the product on this brush right here, kind of angled, not really, flat tip brush, really. So, and then you want to follow the lines. The thing about like this way of cleaning up your eyebrows is that you need a lot of patience, because otherwise you're gonna mess it up. Like here it kind of looks cleaner, but there's definitely days where I've done this better for sure. Okay, now it looks a bit cleaner, although I think I can fix it slightly. The only thing I would say about concealing your brows like this is that you kind of have to make sure that your concealer is like the right tone, because otherwise it's gonna look really out of place. Okay, we cheated out a bit, so it looks really clean now. Kinda, not really, but kinda clean now. Right, for the eyeshadow, you just want to make sure. Well, again, there's a lot of different ways to do eyeshadow. I'm doing like a angled eye, smoky kind of eye. So if you find this particularly to your liking, you can copy, or you can try to imitate it. But yeah, now it looks like I have some shape to my eyes. Again, we're just trying to blend out so there's like not too much harsh lines. Although it might look like there's too much right now, trust me, when I put on the eyelash, it's not gonna look like there's a lot. Trust me. Okay, so we're done with the upper part, and now we just have to put on eyeliner, which I'm using this eyeliner. I forgot where it's from. It's from Stila. And the way I do eyeliner is that I just have to draw the line, click it, and it's done, okay? Like here, let me show you, alright? Not the perfect eyeliner, but it definitely works. So that's one eye done. There's a scar here you can see, kind of interesting. I fought bare for it. Don't worry about it, I'm fine. It's all coming together exactly. So the other eye. Don't worry if the line's not perfect, because you just want to get it out. I mean, you should try to make it as perfect as you can, but if it's not perfect, that's fine, because there's always ways to fix it. Hey, it's much more important that you're trying to put on makeup and having fun with it than having perfect makeup, am I right? So let's just go wild at it for it, alright? And you want to like cover up the underbrows, like the under eyeliner as well. It might be a bit ticklish, but trust me, it's worth it, okay? If you're an A+ student, you can do what I do, and I try to basically like draw like the inner corners of my eyes. Although this has never worked for me, Sure, you know what? This kind of works. Okay. Okay. We're pretty much done, really. So we're just gonna put on some fake lashes. And these are really thick pairs of fake lashes, but don't feel intimidated by them. Just pick the ones that you like and just go with it. All right. No one's gonna judge. I can't find my glue. There it is. Okay. Put the glue on the lash, on top of it, and there's a technique to perfectly place the lash onto your actual eyelashes. Okay, and I'm gonna teach you. Right. Let me just put the glue on. All right. Make sure it's like all even. You know, not too much of it anywhere and not too little of it anywhere. So once it's place the glue, okay, just flick it a bit, right, and then I'm gonna teach you a trick, right? Grab your mirror, okay, and place it from the inner corner of your eye to the outside of your eye. This way, you will almost get a perfect eye. Make sure that it's sticked up, and one tip that I do is I usually get the back end of a brush and I just try to push it in. And if you're an A++ student, you can definitely use a mascara to even comb it up as well. So the other eye, we're pretty much done, but we just have to put one more step in, and that is to just connect the upper eyeshadow to the bottom eyeshadow. And the way you do it is pretty simple. Just basically use the first two colors and just slowly blend it out, right? So you don't want to put too much because then it looks really weird, but you just want to put enough that, like, hey, your eye is not just, you just don't have the upper eye, but you also have a lower eye. So that makes sense. And we're pretty much done. So we're done. But if you're an A++ student, you can do something where you're just drawing lines on your nose. So you just want to take something like a white-ish or really light colored thing. Something like this. I'm just dotting it a bit, and I'm gonna put it in the inner corner of my eyes. The inner corner of my eyes and my nose. Just a dot on the nose, on your tip of your nose. You can make it into a heart shape, really, if you want to. And then you can draw like a line downwards. Now you have a really good nose, or like a really defined nose, and we're done. Hey, woo! And now we're gonna put on some of the good stuff, and we're done. So yeah, this is how we look like after makeup. I know, amazing, right? So if you haven't already know, doing a 24-hour stream here on the 24th of March. There's gonna be bikini stream, so hopefully you guys join. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna use this. So this is the perfect thumbnail, and I'm here and I put on lipstick and it's the cute look. And if you guys haven't subscribed or liked the video, maybe now's a great time to do it. Yeah, thanks. Thanks YouTube. Bye.